Hi, I'm Michael Hinnant. I'm the Director of Experience Design for Filter, and I'm here today with Aaron Bowersock, Senior UX Designer on the Filter team, and we're here to talk about design systems today. There's a lot of teams that are either on the fence, right, because they're a little bit unsure how to get started. So how do you get started?
Take a look at your product. Take a look at your product or service, your software, website, or whatever you're working on, and is it achieving the goals easily that you want it to achieve? Do you notice a lot of customers or users dropping off? Do you notice a spike in support calls or emails? These might be red flags for you that say, okay, we need something new. If you're looking at getting started with a design system, are different features within your product like vastly different? Are they built on different languages? Are they built on different databases? You might want to start thinking about unifying them. And how do you get started? Well, I think we covered a couple of different extremes before. We covered the completely customized from scratch design system. On the other end, you have like human interface guidelines or material design that you can just pick up and go. So take a look at what you need, figure out if one of these extremes is the solution for you. Maybe there's something in between, but I think that's how I would go about it. What would you add, or maybe it's come from a different perspective?
Well, certainly I think the question of, well, what do you have today? And how different are the kind of experiences? So doing that full audit of your products and customer touch points and looking at, okay, what are we actually providing to our customers? And what does that look like? How does it behave? And just quickly identifying the areas that are duplicates or have slight variations where we're solving the same problem but doing it in different ways. And then just being able to inventory what are all the different kinds of things that we're doing. What are all the different kinds of experiences and the different micro experiences that we're offering, so that you can get a sense of like how big is the problem. You know, do we have a lot of inconsistency or do we have a little bit of inconsistency? Right? I always find it to be, you know, I'm a huge fan of stuff on walls, and so I find it really really enlightening to take and audit everything, you know, screenshot it and just put it on a wall of like, hey, and group them all kind of in the similar solutions together. Like, here's all the different ways that we ask people to fill out forms and like solve problems. Yeah. Here's all the different ways we show people like lists of things, right? Here's all the different ways we ask them to give us information, right? And just kind of like group all of them together so you can see that variation and the kind of the volume. What you may find is like there are some areas where you actually do very little, and so the variance problem may be small, but there are some areas where you may do like key areas of your product or different products that have a lot of overlap, and those are the areas where you might start and look at and say, oh, here's an area that we ask customers to interact with all the time. Does it work really well? Is it working consistently? Are we asking users to jump through kind of different kinds of hoops? And that's an area where you can then dial it in and have a big impact for your customer, but also then be able to show, like make a big change in a very focused area.
Yeah.
And so definitely that audit and inventory, and then seeing where the challenges are, seeing where the inconsistencies are, and also seeing where the bulk of your kind of engagement experience is happening, I think is a really key starting point. Yeah. I think another thing is to think about coming from the other direction of your design principles and identifying, hey, where do we have inconsistencies or experiences that don't align with how our brand is supposed to behave, our design principles, and how we want experiences to come to life for users. And that's another lens to look through and to identify areas where perhaps you're not living up to your brand promise, right? Or you're not living up to the principles that you really want to adhere to as a design team and as an experience team. And so I think, getting your head, like any design problem, right? Get your arms around what the problem and how big is it and what does it look like, and then starting to tackle it and identify, that incremental approach, or the approach that where you can start to make enough change, right, to get the ball rolling and to see some success, and for the teams to get used to working together and building these kinds of systems. And I think that then, success leads to success.
Right. Definitely when rolling out something as large as a complete global design system.
Yeah, certainly. And bringing up, a lot of enterprises have products and solutions on different technical stacks or built in different ways. And so, again, understanding, well, what is the implementation cost and what is the right roadmap for that? Because you'll need to align the rollout of the design system with kind of the ongoing technical evolution that's going on in the organization, right? Because those systems are always being changed as well. And so looking for ways to align the design work and existing kind of trains of development work, and how to take advantage of that as part of the process. Thanks for joining us to listen in about design systems. If you want to know more about design systems and all the work that we do at Filter in the experience design and multi-channel marketing space, check out our blog, come to our site, or better yet, contact us and get in touch, and we'll talk with you about the things that we can do for your organization.
We have anything else to talk about here?